Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another London 2012 episode where we will be attempting to take the women's 10-meter platform record from, I believe, Josh Zerkaa, who has set the record of 4:15, I believe, something around there. So, we will be attempting to complete that today. I believe it's fairly doable. I don't think I'm too bad at the diving event, so it shouldn't take
plenty of crowd
too
support
long.
here. They're all ready to get
The
this
distance
event
event was
underway.
pretty hard, which I did end
There
up
are
beating.
elements of
If
this
you did not
dive
see
that are going to be
video,
challenging,
please go check
but
the video. Already messed up.
next
If
is
you
the
did not
final
see
of
the
the
video,
women's
please go check it
10-meter
out.
platform.
It will be
The
linked
aquatic
down in the
centre is
description.
absolutely
Or
full
at
to
the
the
end of the
gunnels.
video.
The atmosphere is electric. Should be a great event.
Take two.
Just about perfect.
I'm not taking that.
Welcome back to the Aquatic Centre, and the next event is the women's 10-meter platform final. Excellent from the
Not
USA,
bad.
a terrific
Not bad at all.
dive. Quite rightly
So not
delighted
bad.
with that. Let's take a look at the
I
replay
don't
of that great
know
dive.
that's
Well, this is
fine.
the moment where the divers have a chance to take destiny back into
Give
their
it
own
a
hands. It's a real key to pick a tough dive, but one that certainly is achievable.
Come on. That's, I don't know what high school against
Well,
such
that's just
grounded.
brilliant from the USA.
87.
Great dive in this competition. They're preparing for dive number 3. Is now the chance to take more of a risk. Remember, increased difficulty
pretty
means
good
more
dive.
points. Here is the replay. The judges' marks are awaited, and you can never be totally sure if they see it the same way as we do. Well, it's ambitious, it's bold, it's brave. Let's see if she can pull this off.
The angle in the entryway.
Well, that's a good takeoff from the platform. Great entry into the water. I think she'll be pleased with that. That's a decent dive.
Messed that one up.
Well, this diver doesn't need the points like some of the others in this field. So this dive is all about being able to execute.
I don't know if I got the entry on that.
Very pleasing, that last dive from the USA. Executed well. We'll go on to the Aquatic Centre then for the 10-meter platform diving. This is where the high flyers will tumble into the water. Much to add.
Ooh, I think I over-adjusted a little.
Great takeoff, good elevation, and then the entry. It's the final event of this session at the Aquatic Centre here in Stratford. The athletes are ready, 17,500 fans are ready. Let's get it on. Well, that's a very pleasing dive.
I don't know if I over-adjusted on that one.
Let's check on the replay.
Two.
Diving's next on the agenda at the Aquatic Centre. This is the final of the
I would
women's
say it's at least
10-meter
exactly what I
platform.
had the first time. It was 66.
And that really was an
Over-adjusting
excellent dive.
slightly at the end on accident.
Here's the replay.
I'm messing up.
Welcome back then to the finals of the women's 10 metres platform in the diving. This is where the medals are on the line. And this venue has been ready for this. Really has been well supported throughout the whole of the Olympic Games. And once again, we have another sellout. Welcome back to the London Aquatic Centre. The state-of-the-art venue really has been one of the jewels in the London 2012 crown. Fantastic stuff from the USA. Really good dive. Well, here's the replay. Well, how will the judges react to this one?
We'll go with it.
Dive number 2. Still need to be careful what to choose here. Only this athlete knows. Well, that's a very pleasing dive.
Pretty good, no?
Well, that's a terrific dive. Let's have another look at it. Well, another look at the scoreboard. And this is the impact that last dive has had. Just about perfect entry into the water. Really good technique. And then the body absolutely straight as it enters the water. It's been an excellent performance so far, but do they really need to go for one of the more
I
difficult
messed it
dives
up
here?
again on this one.
It's a really good dive.
Some of the other
That's
ones were
quite
backwards.
rightly happy with it.
Yes.
Welcome back then for the finals of the women's 10-meter
think
platform. This
the
crowd
timing
has
that
been
first
waiting
time
for
we
this
did
event all day. The atmosphere is terrific.
Oh, that's a really good entry, though.
Fantastic stuff from the USA.
Oh, yeah.
Really good dive.
Okay.
Well, let's see how the judges rated that. Looking for a solid effort here. And that really was an excellent dive. Quite rightly delighted with that. Let's take a look at the replay of that great dive. A number of options that the diver can take. Is it going to be the case of pushing herself, or will it be a case of playing safe?
Like, I got to adjust the opposite direction for this next
That's a well-executed dive from the USA. Every phase was about right. Well done. Well, this has been an outstanding competition. There's no doubt in my mind we're watching a potential Olympic champion, but the difficulty level of this next dive could take it beyond all the rest in the field. Good performance from Team USA so far, and the scoreboard confirms it. They're in first place. Well, this shouldn't cause too many problems. Oh, you kind of have to sit back and admire that effort. That's a very good dive. Let's take a look at that replay. Welcome to the Aquatic Centre, a state-of-the-art building made specifically for these games. Well, that's brilliant. Good execution. Just great strength on the takeoff. And then from there, it's a case using all of that technique. Spinning beautifully through the air and then entering the water perfectly.
Really good as well.
Excellent from the USA. A terrific dive. We're preparing for dive number 3. Is now the chance to take more of a risk. Remember, increased difficulty means more points. And now it's over to the judges to get their view on this. Dive number 4 then. Well, that's a good dive from the USA. Happy with that.
Actually could have been better.
Here's the replay. This is a really good dive.
Okay. It's still awesome.
First place performance so far from Team USA, and that is being shown on the scoreboard. Well, the crowd knows that she's bang on form here.
Pressing it too early.
Here's the replay. Next is the final of the women's 10-metre platform. The Aquatic Centre is absolutely full to the gunnels. The atmosphere's electric. Should be a great event. So focused in this performance.
Let's take
another look at this. Brilliant. Next on the agenda at the Aquatic Centre, this is the final of the women's 10-metre platform. This athlete could make history here. Well, let's have another look at that performance. Good technique. Absolutely rock-solid technique. Well, that's a good choice. Technique, absolutely perfect. Quite rightly delighted with that. Let's take a look at the replay of that great dive. We're preparing for dive number 3. Is now the chance to take more of a risk. Remember, increased difficulty means more points. That's a well-executed dive from the USA. Every phase was about right. Well done. There's no doubt that the crowd have enjoyed the performance of this diver so far, but can they go on and put in a superhuman effort here with one of the most difficult dives on the book? Technically, not much wrong with that last dive, and I'm sure the scores will reflect that. Well, here's the final round of the diving. Well, that was nice. I think that was all right. Still very much a work in progress, that last dive. Well, Living's next on the agenda here at the Aquatic Centre, and this is the final of the women's 10-metre platform. It's a very good start, that. Excellent. Really good technique, and then welcome back then to the finals of the women's 10 metres platform in the diving. This is where the medals are on the line, and this venue has been ready for this. Really has been well supported throughout the whole of the Olympic Games, and once again we have another set. Come along to the Aquatic Centre there for the 10-metre platform diving. This is where the high flyers will tumble into the water, much to our enjoyment. Well, that's a great dive. More good skill shown here, and all of those hours and those early morning starts have shown off. Execution is everything with this dive. Get it right, and the points reward will be decent.
Really good entry.
Very impressive stuff, that.
Okay.
Midway through this event, and the USA are in first place.
The difficulty really not as high.
More than satisfactory, that dive. Here's the replay.
Okay.
Well, there's no doubt that was a good dive, not quite in the excellent category at this point, but should score well here. Well, that's a good takeoff from the platform. Great entry into the water. I think she'll be pleased with that. That's a decent dive. Well, let's have a look at the replay. It's
definitely possible.
Well, we're really getting down to the nitty-gritty here. There are elements of this dive that are going to be challenging, but overall, this is only a dive of medium difficulty.
I think I messed the entry up again.
Let's take a look at the replay. Good degree of difficulty and well executed.
That's not even easy, so I know I've done better.
Years of preparations since Beijing, and these athletes now must be ready. Any injuries, any doubts must be shoved clear from their mind. That pleases the crowd.
Right.
Well, here's the replay.
Okay, it's the 67.
Let's see what the judges made of that. Been brilliant so far, this athlete, and the question is now, can they follow up their recent attempt with another huge effort here? Here's the replay. A number of options that the diver can take. Is it going to be the case of pushing herself, or will it be a case of playing safe? Well, that's good. That's very good. You can't expect anything else, though. Let's have a look how the judges rated it. So far, this diver has put on a show, but are they willing to go that extra mile with this next attempt? Plenty of crowd support here. They're all ready to get this event underway. Not massively difficult, this dive. Great takeoff, good elevation, and then the entry is brilliant. Let's take a check on the replay. An excellent dive, no doubts about that. This should score well. Let's take a check. Back to the aquatic centre. This state-of-the-art venue really has been one of the jewels in the London 2012 crown. That's a really good dive.
Come on. That's perfect, no?
Let's take another look at this. Brilliant. It's going to be hard for the judges to pick faults with that. An excellent dive. Well, that's a... Welcome back to the Aquatic Centre, and the next event is the women's 10-metre platform final. Well, that's just brilliant from the USA. Another great dive in this competition. Here's the replay of that.
Okay, sure.
That's a great start for Team USA. Great spring off the board there. Another good dive.
10.
Well, that was almost faultless, and I'm sure the judges will reflect that with the scoring. So many options to go for. Well, that's a good takeoff from the platform. Great entry into the water. I think she'll be pleased with that. That's a decent dive. Well, first place performance so far from Team USA, and that is being shown on the scoreboard. Well, this is ambitious. Excellent from the USA. A terrific dive. The replay doesn't lie. She must be delighted with that. Well, that's the end of the round, and comfortably in the lead here. It really has been an impressive performance. Well, that'll leave her smiling, I think, as she leaves the pool. That was pretty good. that's certainly a respectable
so do
Welcome
this.
back
Keep
to the
messing
Aquatic
that
Centre
fast
here in
eye
Stratford,
way
London.
too long.
A capacity 17,500 fans awaiting the start of this event. Terrific performance with that first round.
Okay.
Just great strength on the takeoff. And then from there, it's a case of using all of that technique. Spinning beautifully through the air and then entering the water perfectly.
It's another good one.
The fans like that.
Take it.
Let's see how the judges rated it. So many options to go for. Awesome stuff from this athlete in round 3.
What's wrong with that?
Here's the replay. Let's see what the judges have got to say about that. Well, this has been an outstanding competition. There's no doubt in my mind we're watching a potential Olympic champion, but the difficulty level of this next dive could take it beyond all the rest in the field. That was a fairly good dive, and I think the judges will quite like it.
It's good.
Let's take a check on the scoreboard then, and it's Team USA in first place. Well, this is a fairly ambitious choice and could leave her with a good score. It's a really good dive, that, and quite rightly happy with it.
The entry was good.
Let's check on the replay. Well, that was good. That was
just
a terrific atmosphere. This really should bring the best out of these athletes. Well, this is quite hard, not the most difficult. So focused in this performance. The replay doesn't lie. She must be delighted with that. Into the Aquatic Centre, a venue that's used state-of-the-art techniques to provide the best possible conditions for these athletes to get the best possible results in the pool. Great takeoff, good elevation, and then the entry is brilliant. Into the London 2012 Aquatic Centre here in Stratford. This is the gateway to the Olympic Park, built specifically for these games.
I don't know when.
Well, that's terrific, absolutely terrific. Let's take a look at that replay. And now it is over to the judges to get their view on this. Execution is everything with this dive. Get it right and the points reward will be decent. Quite rightly delighted with that. Let's take a look at the replay of that great dive. A number of options that the diver can take. Is it going to be the case of pushing herself, or will it be a case of playing safe?
That's another good
That was nice. I think that was all right. Still very much a work in progress that last day. Fourth dive. Must select a good one here. Great spring off the board there.
Come on.
Another good dive.
Alright, she's celebrating.
Performance.
Good technique.
Absolutely rock solid technique. This is the final attempt, and this athlete has been outstanding so far. The question is, though, can they go one better?
The entry on that was so hard. You have to do it so late.
Let's take a look at the replay. Good degree of difficulty and well executed.
The last, how is it even possible?
Let's have a glance at who's where in the overall. Welcome back to the Aquatic Centre. The next event is the 10-metre platform. Some great divers on show, and this will be a great event. Well, that's a great dive. More good skill shown here, and all of those hours and those early morning starts have shown off. Been brilliant so far, this athlete, and the question is now, can they follow up their recent attempt with another huge effort here?
So I think it is the timing. I think the first
satisfactory
one
that
way
dive.
too fast. And they let them kind of.
Well, there's no doubt a pleasing dive, and I'm sure the judges will be fairly happy with what they've just seen.
Like you have to let them necessarily get in. Oh, I completely messed that up.
Come back then for the finals of the women's 10-metre
them
platform. This crowd has been waiting for this event all day. The atmosphere is terrific. Well, that's a very pleasing dive.
Yes, that's the best way you sort of describe it. But
let's take another look at this. Brilliant.
Okay. Good start.
Let's take a check off the leaderboard at the end of the first round. Well, that's a good dive from the USA. Happy with that.
That's amazing, though. Okay.
The crowd seem to like it.
It's one of the best
take a
starts
look
I've
at
had
the
in a
replay.
while.
Picture of concentration. He has to get this right. Very pleasing, that last dive
Actually,
from the
could have been
USA.
a little better.
Executed well. Here's the replay. Always an anxious time waiting for the scores to come in. Well, this is going to be a difficult selection, and good execution here will see them right in the mix.
Good dive.
Well, not bad. Here is
Not
the
bad.
replay.
What do you mean? Okay.
Technically, not much wrong with
It's
that
still
last dive, and
possible.
I'm sure the scores will reflect that. Well, into the final round then, and this is it. This is a relatively tough dive. It's not the most difficult in the competition, but one that, if achieved well, then the points reward is there.
It's not good.
Well, here's
How
the
is it
replay.
possible? Like, you can't get a high score on this last
On the
dive.
standing,
Every
welcome
time.
back to the
It's just
impressive
70s.
Aquatic Centre here in Stratford. There are elements of this dive that are going to be challenging, but overall, this is only a dive of
Come on.
medium difficulty. Here's the replay of that.
Better
This
not.
is the Aquatic Centre, another full house and another final to enjoy. This time, it's the 10-metre platform women's final. Very impressive stuff, that.
Okay.
Let's take a check on the replay.
We'll go with it.
Well, here are the results then coming in now.
I think it'd be good on
That's a good choice.
all of them.
Good stuff.
And
Very
it
good
comes to
stuff.
the last one.
Here's the replay. Let's see how the judges rated it. So many options to go for.
Just like pressing, I guess, too early.
Well, that's good. That's very good.
Because
You can't expect anything else, though.
Trying to do adjustments, you kind of just have to have it
Let's take a check on the replay.
perfect
Dive number
and
4
going
then.
straight down.
This is going to be quite tough. Excellent stuff. What a performance. Well, that's a terrific dive. Let's have another look at it.
It's
Well, let's
awesome.
take a check on the
But I
scoreboard. And there's
need
good
100.
news, lying in first place. Well, the final dive of the competition must make it count here. The fans respond.
Ooh,
Amazing
Wait.
performance today.
she's happy with it.
Really good technique. And then the body
10, 10,
absolutely straight as it
10.
enters the water.
Execution 30, please.
All of that hard work has really paid
Like,
off as she's crowned the new
The
Olympic
last
champion.
one, they just
Let's
don't
take a
give you
look to
good
the London
scores.
2012 Aquatic Centre, a state-of-the-art building made specifically for this games. Just about perfect entry into the water.
What is it?
Well, let's have a look at the replay.
Okay.
A
A little bit.
really good dive. Now it's down to the judges to give their scores. Crowd responding to that. Here's the replay.
Okay.
No doubt there are a few nerves as the scores start to come in. This is a relatively tough dive. It's not the most difficult in the competition, but one that, if achieved well, then the points reward is there. The judges' marks are awaited, and
It's like this
you
is
can never be totally sure
rated
if
the
they see it
hardest
the same way as we
difficulty
do.
over the last one, but
Well, the
it's
crowd
harder
know
to get a
that
good
she's
score on
bang
the
on
last
form
time.
here.
It's just kind of,
Here's the replay.
I don't know,
Well, that was good.
concerning,
There's no doubt
confusing.
about it, and I'm sure the judges will be
Doesn't make
happy, and their scoring will reflect that. Picture of concentration. Has to get this right. The fans respond. Amazing performance today.
I'm getting the timing down. Okay, she's happy
Well,
with
that's a
it. 10,
terrific dive. Let's have another look at it.
10, 10,
Let's see how they rated it.
10, execution, 30, 87.
What a race! Team
Like,
USA
what?
led from start to finish.
Like, I think there is where I was just being okay with, like, the earlier
Let's
dives.
have a look at the
That's the
overall
problem.
medal tally. This is the Aquatic Centre,
I have to look
another full
perfect
house
on
and another final to enjoy.
all of the
This
previous
time it's the
ones.
10-metre platform women's
So
final.
that any room for error can be used
Superstar
on
to
the
this
last
competition.
dive.
Good first round. Here's the replay of that. Welcome back to the impressive Aquatic Centre. This is a state-of-the-art venue hosting 17,500 people. Terrific performance with that first round.
So green.
It's going to be hard for the judges to pick faults with that. An excellent
I think
dive.
87 is the high you can get in this one.
That's a well-executed dive from the USA. Every phase was
Realistically,
about right.
85
Well
maybe
done.
is the lowest I have. It's just
Into
too
the
low.
Aquatic
I'm
Centre
doing
here
it.
in Stratford.
I need that
This is the gateway to the
higher
Olympic Park, built specifically for these
dive,
games.
If I'm thinking,
It's a very good start. That's excellent.
I'm not going to give you the high one for that.
Here is the replay. Welcome back then to the finals of the women's 10 metres platform in the diving. This is where the medals are on the line. And this venue has been ready for this. Really has been well supported throughout the whole of the Olympic Games. And once again, we have another sellout. Welcome back to the Aquatic Centre here in Stratford at the heart of the Olympic Park. Not the easiest and not the hardest dive that's going to ever be selected. Plenty of crowd support here. They're all ready to get this event underway. This athlete could make history here.
Though. I don't think it's...
Well, let's have another look at that performance. Who's next on the agenda at the Aquatic Centre? This is the final of the women's 10-metre platform. That pleases the crowd.
Like, I wish I knew what the highest it was you could get with each
Here's the
round.
replay.
Like,
I'm sure the scores will flatter this athlete.
Miss a few points.
Well, this shouldn't cause too many problems. Very pleasing, that last dive from the USA. Executed well.
From 70 something, yeah. It's going to be in the 80s.
4 years of preparations since Beijing, and these athletes now must be ready. Any injuries, any doubts must be shook clear from their mind.
The entry is just so bad, even with the adjustment.
That was a really good dive.
Okay, we'll take it.
Well, that was almost faultless, and I'm sure the judges will reflect that with the scoring. It's a really good dive. That's
sort of
quite rightly happy with it. Here's the replay. This is a really good dive.
It's an 80.
Halfway through then, and the scoreboard is a welcome sight for this athlete, proudly sitting on top of the leaderboard. Well, you can't
I think it's definitely the turning buttons that I've slowly
That's a very good dive.
been not doing the
judges
timing
rate this
as well as
performance?
I knew I had to do it.
Well, excellent so
I
far.
gotta
There's
wait
no
here a little
doubt
bit
as this dive is
before
quality. Now it comes down to
starting the
whether or
actual
not
dive.
they can put the cherry on top with a superb performance. Let's take a look at that replay.
There goes scores. 30.
Let's have a look at the scoreboard at the end of that round.
That's the highest I've
Look
ever
at this
gotten
lead.
on that.
Really
I mean, I've
is
tied
commanding at this
99
stage.
before, so
This is the final round of the women's 10-metre platform.
I haven't gotten past that yet.
Picture of concentration. Has to get this right. Well, that's good. That's very good. You can't expect anything else, though.
Is it good enough? She's not happy though.
Let's take a look at the replay.
85.
Difficulty,
Wait,
well
it
executed.
is! Wait, yes!
Not quite gold
That's
for China
a
on this
record.
occasion, but a good
On the
performance
last
and a
attempt.
silver medal. Third place
That's
and a
what you
bronze medal
need.
for Great Britain. Well done.
Alright, when there's another record that I've now taken gold in over the Sidemen. So that is both the discus throw for the men's as well as now the women's 10-meter platform. So I have now 2 gold records over the Sidemen. So that's not too bad. It only took me about a half hour to do.
Let's have a quick glance
So
at the medal
it's a good way to
standings.
end it. So thank you once again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you want to see me go break the record on the discus throw, it'll be down below in the description or at the end of this video right here. Have a good one, guys.